Being a programmer is easy. You write some code, hit a button, and voila, you've built the next billion-dollar app, right? Wrong. Programming is an endless rabbit hole of frustration, sleepless nights, and existential crises. If you're new to coding, you're going to make mistakes. A lot of mistakes. But don't worry, it's part of the process. Today, we're diving into the 5 most common mistakes beginner programmers make, and, more importantly, how to avoid them. So buckle up, because this is going to save you hours of debugging and at least 3 existential crises. Let's start with the classic dilemma. Should I learn Python? JavaScript? What about Rust? Because everyone on Reddit says it's the future. Let me tell you a secret. Your first programming language doesn't matter at all. Learning your first language is like learning to ride a bike. Does it matter if the bike is red or blue? Nope. What matters is that you don't fall flat on your face. Here's the reality. Beginners waste weeks obsessing over this decision, and it's all just procrastination. The truth is, all programming languages teach you the same foundational concepts: loops, conditionals, variables. So, instead of spending days reading Reddit arguments about Rust's memory safety, pick a language, it's probably Python, and start writing code. You can always learn another language later. Here's my advice. Pick the language that feels the most beginner-friendly, has good documentation, and a supportive community. For most people, that's Python. But if you're into web development, maybe JavaScript is the way to go. The point is, stop overthinking it and start coding. Here's how it goes. You're working on a project, hit a roadblock, and search Stack Overflow. You find the perfect code snippet, copy-paste it, and boom, it works. You feel like a genius. But 2 days later, your app breaks and you have no idea why. Congratulations! You've just joined the copy-paste programming club. Copying code without understanding it is like assembling IKEA furniture without instructions. Sure, it might hold together for a while, but eventually it's going to collapse. Here's the thing, Stack Overflow is your best friend, but only if you use it wisely. When you copy code, take the time to understand why it works. What does each line do? How does it solve the problem? Experiment with it. Modify a line, break it intentionally, and see what happens. The more you tinker, the more you'll learn. So, next time you're tempted to copy-paste, remember this. You're not building a house of cards. You're building something you'll need to maintain. Make sure you actually understand what's holding it all together. Beginners love to overcomplicate things. You write a simple function, but then you think, wait, what if I turn this into an abstract factory singleton decorator proxy? Because obviously, that's what a real programmer would do, right? Spoiler alert, it's not. Here's the thing, complexity doesn't make you a better programmer. Simplicity does. A wise programmer once said, an idiot admires complexity, a genius admires simplicity. And let me tell you, beginners love complexity. Write code that's clean, readable, and gets the job done. Don't worry about impressing people with how sophisticated your solution is. Remember, the best code isn't the code you have to explain for 30 minutes in a meeting. It's the code that just works. And let me save you some trouble. Your overly engineered masterpiece isn't going to land you a promotion. It's just going to give your coworkers a headache when they have to maintain it later. Keep it simple and you'll thank yourself and your team later. You're not a real programmer until you've spent 6 hours chasing a bug that turns out to be a missing semicolon. Debugging is inevitable. It's like flossing. Nobody likes it, but you have to do it. The problem is, beginners panic the moment something doesn't work. They start Googling, why doesn't my code work? And hope for a miracle. But here's the truth. Bugs are your unpaid tutors. Every time you debug, you're learning how your code actually works or doesn't work. So, embrace debugging. Learn to read error messages. They're your best clues. Use tools like debuggers and loggers. And most importantly, don't be afraid to experiment. Debugging isn't failure, it's problem solving. The faster you get comfortable with it, the faster you'll grow as a developer. Here's the classic beginner mistake. You decide you're going to master Python, JavaScript, Kubernetes, machine learning, and blockchain, all by next Friday. Newsflash, you don't need to know everything. Programming is overwhelming because there's so much to learn. But here's the secret. Focus on one thing at a time. Pick a small, achievable project, build it, then move on to the next challenge. You don't need to be an expert in 10 programming languages. You just need to be good enough at solving problems in one language. Over time, you'll naturally pick up more skills as you tackle new challenges. The key is to pace yourself. Programming is a marathon, not a sprint. Burnout is real, and trying to learn everything at once is a guaranteed way to end up hating code. Take it step by step and enjoy the process. Mistakes are part of the process, and trust me, even senior developers screw up daily. The important thing is to learn, grow, and keep moving forward. So, what's the biggest mistake you've made or are still making? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your stories. And hey, if this video saved you from even one all-nighter, hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.